Well, right now, Abel, we want to take a look at something that Tom said yesterday in his mano-a-mano interview. So let's take a look at the screens.
Definitely a big difference between Abel Sanchez and his training camp up at the summit in Big Bear, California, and what Canelo does. You know, Canelo's training is clearly has gotten him to where he is. He's a proven champion, and he can knock guys out like he did with Kirkland, like he did with Khan. But Triple G is no Kirkland or Khan. He's got the best chin in the sport of boxing. He walked right through Canelo's best shots, and I think mentally that's what frustrated Canelo also. He landed that great uppercut, and then two seconds later, Triple G was right on him again against the ropes. So that's got to stick in Canelo's mind, and that's where we'll see if Gennady can finish the job.
Eddie, how do you plan on having Canelo prepared in this fight, and will your strategy be different going in this time around?
No, realmente no necesitamos hacer cosas distintas. Un peleador que tiene cualidades, que tiene gran talento, nada más tiene que seguir repasando sus cosas y hacer las cosas bien ese día de ir del ring, pero una segunda pelea con Golovkin realmente no nos implica hacer muchos cambios, simplemente reafirmar lo que hicimos la vez pasada y salir con la mano en alto.
No, there's not many more changes that we have to do. Look, when you have a fighter with the talent and the qualities of Canelo, there's not much more adjustments that need to be made. Just simply keep doing what we're doing, make some adjustments, and go in there with the best, and go in there and win.
All right, Abel, we got you on video as well, and you seem to think that there is a way to stop Canelo. So right now we're going to take a listen to your interview when you sat down for Mano a Mano.
I'm convinced that he'll get stopped if he decides to make it the kind of fight where they test each other. Instead of backpedaling, I think that he backpedaled so much and never really stopped to give the fans a view of the things that he was talking about. There was moments in there where he did stop and throw a couple desperation combinations that really wasn't the combination where he was adamant about staying there and trying to knock Golovkin out. Those desperation combinations look flashy on tape, but one or two punches landing every third or fourth round is not the kind of fight that we were expecting. He will get hurt to the body if he stops. It's not just his chin.
No me molesta porque él cree que es un gran entrenador y no sabe lo que es el boxeo. No sabe lo que es el boxeo, lo que es tener técnica, lo que es saber boxear, lo que es saber hacer un movimiento, lo que es saber adaptarte a las circunstancias en la pelea, no ir solo para adelante tirando golpes. Eso es boxear, y me extraña él que dice que se cree un gran entrenador, que no sepa lo que distinguir que es tener técnica con lo otro que dice.
All right, Abel, not the most favorable words there, him questioning your style and, of course, you as a trainer. So how would you like to respond to that?
I'd like to respond by saying there's some guys out there that tell him to quit running, and that's exactly what he did. Second of all, I have one fighter already in the Hall of Fame, 2 are headed to the Hall of Fame, 17 world champions later. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Chepo, recently you said in an interview that we cannot play around with Golovkin because it is very risky to get hit with the wrong punch. That Golovkin's already reached his limit. As they say, where I'm from, an old dog does not learn new tricks. So I don't think Golovkin is going to surprise Canelo, but I think we're going to be the ones to surprise him.
Todos sabemos que Golovkin es un peleador que tiene gran poder, pero esa noche Saúl le mojó la pólvora y yo creo que a veces las esquinas hablamos de más, hablamos muchas cosas porque después de todo no recibimos ni un cabronazo. Los que tienen que hablar ese día es Saúl y Golovkin. Ellos son los que tienen que hablar con los guantes arriba del ring. Dejémonos de cosas también nosotros los de las esquinas, que va a hacer y que voy a hacer y que corrió, que no corrió. Bueno, pues en un ring puedes hasta volar si tienes chance. Ahora, si corres, un ring no es para correr. El problema fue que no supo taparle las salidas a mi peleador. Así que dejémonos de cosas
corners could keep talking and talking and talking. It's not about us. Let's let the fighters do what they do, fight. Because at the end of the day, look, they're the ones that got to go do what they have to do after training and perform in the fight. And the ring is meant to be able to move, box. If his fighter doesn't know how to cut their corners, that's not our fault.
All right, now we're going to take you guys back to that first fight and take a listen to that post-fight interview with Max Kellerman.
Early in the fight, in the first 3 rounds, you were boxing very well, and then he started to come on in the middle rounds. What changed?
No, obviamente en los primeros asaltos salí a ver qué era lo que mostraba para después ir haciendo la pelea, pero gané 7, 8 rounds de la pelea fácil.
In the first rounds, I just came out to see what he had, but then I started building, but I won 7, 8 rounds quite easily.
It seemed to us ringside that by the last 3 rounds, Gennady had built the lead and that you sensed some urgency and started fighting in the championship rounds as though you needed them to win the fight.
No, obviamente para convencer lo que ya tenía ganado.
No, not at all. To be convincing in what I already had won. That's all.
So Canelo felt that he won 7 or 8 rounds. What did you think, Gennady?
So, Oscar, we just heard that Canelo said he won about 7 or 8 rounds of the fight. How many rounds do you think he won? Oscar, how many rounds do you think Canelo won?
Yeah, no, I thought he won. I thought he won 7, 7-5. The draw. Obviously, I know that people can see it as a draw. This fight, obviously, yes, could have gone either way. And that's why this second fight is so exciting because, look, both guys have to change their strategy. And I know for a fact that the second fight is going to be explosive. It's going to be a great fight. This is what the fans wanted, and this is what we delivered.
Dom, you see the fight differently. How many rounds do you feel Gennady won in the fight, and how did you score it?
We saw it completely differently. We agreed with HBO. HBO is neutral. Harold Letterman scored it 8 rounds to 4. That's how we scored it. It wasn't rocket science. Gennady was coming forward the whole time. He outlanded Canelo 10 rounds to 2. We have respect for Canelo. He's the second person ever to go 12 rounds with Gennady. So we have respect for him, but we thought Triple G won the fight.